You're doing great. All right, so our final thing basically, why don't you tell me again about within Tokyo specifically, what are some of the strategic spots? Why are they strategic? What were they before? What's happening now? What do you think will happen in the future? Just why don't you share?
We started this first church of this new gospel-centered, city-focused church planting movement very intentionally around Tokyo Station in the city center. Tokyo is actually built up of various sub-city centers, but around Tokyo Station we very symbolically see the heart of Japan. It's the economic financial center, but also there's a political center, art, and a concentration of media. So because we believe the gospel doesn't just affect us individually as people, but it affects culture at large, this is a very strategic place for the church to be present with the gospel. But as I said, Tokyo is built up of many smaller centers that also need the gospel and need churches, and that's why our vision is to see before 2020 three churches established that are different, because every different area has a little bit of different culture, so we need to contextualize our worship style and the way we design our ministry to be most effective in that area. Other areas that we feel are strategic would be, for instance, Shinagawa, just about 10 minutes south of Tokyo Station, another business area that's been redeveloped, and that will become much more important as it were in Tokyo, because the proximity of Haneda Airport, which recently turned to an international airport, only 15 minutes from Shinagawa. It will have a high-speed link with the rest of Japan, especially with the economically important Kansai region built in the near future. There's big universities in the area, so it's another very important area where the gospel can affect not just people's lives, but also Japanese culture at large.
What about, tell us a little about like the Toyosu, Tsukushima area. What's that like?
The east side of central Tokyo has recently growing and being redeveloped. The east side of central Tokyo is close to Tokyo Bay, where there's still a vast amount of new land, reclaimed land, and over the past few years a lot of residential development has taken place. I live in one of the many high-rise buildings over there, and there's a building going on all the time. It's part of a lot of young people moving back into the city, and it's been accommodated. Another area that is being redeveloped is Toyosu, just not too far from here. Very good access to the area around Tokyo Station. It's redeveloped really as a residential area with tens of thousands of new people will start living there in the next 10 years or so. With no church really present there, it's another strategic area to really have a church reaching out to the community and having a gospel presence in the area.
Now tell us on that